Through this series of JavaScript simple project, today we're going to create this color guesser using JavaScript. As you see here, I have 4 colors which are generated randomly, and from these 4 colors, we choose one randomly and pass this to here. And when I click on a color which is the same with this one, it's going to generate another color. But if I came here and click on a wrong color, it's going to alert a message telling that, oops, you choose the wrong color. So it's staying the same because we have to choose the right color. So I'm going to come and select the right color, and as you see, it's going to generate another colors for me. So let's create it out, but before we start writing codes, make sure to subscribe my channel for more videos just like this one. So here I'm going to come and type the HTML, and this is going to generate these codes for me, and in its title we're going to say color guesser. So inside the body of this, we need 4 elements, 4 divs. So I'm going to say div dot, and it's going to get a class of color and an ID of color 1. Now if I press enter, it's going to generate this code for me. So we need 4 of them, so I'm just going to copy and paste this. So we change these to 2, 3, and 4. So now we need another each one here. So as you see here, I have an each one here which is telling the guess the color. So I'm going to just say guess the color, or this color, and after this I'm going to declare another div here. So I'm going to say div with a class of guess and ID of guess. So now we're done with the HTML. We are going to style it after you. So how can we style it? I'm going to come here and say style, and in the style, we wanted to access the color class, so I'm going to say color, and we wanted to set a width to it, so I'm going to say width 100 pixel, a height of 100 pixel, and a background color to be visible for now. So I'm going to say background color, and its background color is going to be red for now. And we want to give it a border, so I'm going to say border, and its border is going to have the color of the gray in the size of 2 pixel, and it's going to be the white. So we want to get a border radius too, so I'm going to say border radius and assign it to 5 pixel. So now if I save and go to the browser, our divs are looking like this. We have to set a few margins, so I'm going to say margin top, it's going to be 2 pixel. That's enough, I guess. So we're going to do the same for the guess. So I'm going to say guess, and inside this I'm just going to copy these things here, these codes actually, and here came and paste it. And now if I save it, and this is going to look like this. So and yeah, and now it's time to type its JavaScript. So for writing JavaScript at the end here, I'm going to come and open up the script. So I'm going to say script, and inside this we're going to access each element that we declared in HTML. So I'm going to say color 1 and assign it to document dot get element by ID, and it's going to get the elements using them's ID. So I'm going to say color 1 here. We're going to do the same for the rest. So I'm going to say color 2, color 3, and color 4, and we have to change it from here. So I'm going to pass the 2 here to 3 here and the 4th here. We also need to access the guess. So I'm going to say const guess and assign it to document dot get element by ID, and its ID is guess. So now we done with accessing the HTML element. Now we wanted to generate a random color. So here I'm going to come and say generate random color. Now we wanted to declare a function, call it random color, and assign it to not assign it inside its bracket. We're going to type something here. What we're going to do here, we're just going to declare a variable here. I will explain why I declare this variable here. So after that we declare this variable here, I just came here and say math.floor. Math, the first one should be capital, so I say math.floor. As you know, math.floor is going to get over of the floating point of a number, and inside this we're gonna declare we're gonna generate a random color and multiply it by 255. So what I did here I'm just gonna generate a random numbers between 225. Why generate these numbers? Here if I came and pass the cursor here you see that we have the RGB color, and in this RGB color we have the color of the RGB color format. The first one is going to be the red, blue, and green, and using these three colors you can generate any color you wanted to. So we wanted to generate a random color between 0 and 255 to can generate a random color. So here, as I told, we generated a random color for the red, we're gonna do for the blue and for the green. And I'm just gonna come here and change them variables. So I'm gonna say green, and the last one is blue. Now we generated these numbers. Now we have to pass this in an RGB format. So I'm just gonna come here and declare a variable called first and assign it to color 1, and we access the color 1 from here. If you don't know where we access the color 1, and from the color 1 we want to access this style property, and from the style property we access the background color property. And in the background property we wanted to generate a random RGB color. So I'm going to pass the backtick here and say RGB, and open up the brackets here, both of the brackets, and inside this brackets we're going to pass those RGB colors. So I'm going to pass this to red. As a second argument we're going to pass the blue, and in the third parameter we're going to pass the green. So now we generated a random color. If I came here and call this random color function here, save it, go to the browser, refresh, you see that we have this color here. And now if I refresh the web page, it's going to generate random color every time I click on. So now we're gonna do the same for the rest, for all the 4 So I just came here and change these positions. So I'm gonna pass green here. Even though we pass the green value here, this is going to be generated for the red color, not for the green color. And as a second, we're gonna pass the red here. So I'm gonna say red, and at the fourth one, we're gonna pass the blue. And here also, I'm gonna come and set this to the red, this to green, and this one to blue, and change these to blue, to the red, and to the green. That's fine. So now if I save it and go to the browser, what happened? We set these to the same variables. So I'm just gonna come here and say second, and pass this to the third, and the last one for the fourth. So now if I save it, go to the browser, refresh, nothing will not happen because we didn't change this color. So I'm going to say color 2, this is going to be color 3, and the last one is going to be color 4. Save it, refresh. Every time we refresh, we're going to get a random color. So now that we generated these random color, we want to get one of them randomly and pass it to this devs here. So how can we do that? Here you see that I pass them in a variable, so I'm gonna declare a variable called all color, and we're gonna assign all these variables from here to an array. So I'm gonna say first, second, third, and fourth. So and now we wanted to change this array's position randomly. So how can I do that? I'm just gonna come here and say color, all color, and call the sort method, and sort is going to sort the the arrays of the elements, but we wanted to sort them randomly. So how can I do that? I'm going to declare a function. As you know, a source is going to get a callback function, and in this function we have two parameters, and in this we're going to return what we're going to return 0.5 and minus it map dot random. And using this line of codes that I wrote here, we're going to position these arrays randomly. So now that we actually I use this line of codes most of the time in most of my projects. If you even didn't understand what I did here, just remember that it's useful and just memorize it. You will understand what I did here. So now that we sort them randomly, we wanted to access the guess color and pass them those color randomly here. So I'm going to say guess and access the style. It's a style property. I'm going to say background color, and its background color is going to be all color. But from the all color, we're going to get only the first element. And the first element, every time it's not going to be the first. Can be the third, fourth, and whatever. This just sorted randomly. Now, if I save it, go to the browser, you see that it's randomly selected the fourth div color to this div. If I refresh, you see that it's going to be generated randomly. So, and don't worry about these colors. Maybe it's that this color may be duplicated, but they can't be duplicated. I tested out. They are just something is different. They are not the same. So after that we declare them, we wanted to make the game to when we click on something happen here and telling us that we choose the right color or the wrong color. So how can I do that here? I came and say color 1, and from the color 1 for the color 1 we wanted to add an even listener. I wanted to, whenever the user is click on it on this div, we want to call a callback function here. So I'm going to say call function, and then inside this function we write a condition here. We want to get the background color of the guess. So how can the background color of this? So how can I do that? We can do it like this: guess dot style dot background color. So using this, we can get the color of the guess elements or the guess div, which is this one. So we wanted to compare it if and the first divs which click it, if that color is equal to this one. So I'm going to say color 1 dot style, the background color of that div, this div is equal to this one. So I'm going to say the color 1 dot style dot background color. So if that was true, what happening here? We want to just call the random color method here to just generate a random color again and keep on gaming. So if we choose the wrong color, what we're gonna do here we're gonna say alert. In this alert, we're just gonna say, oops, you choose the wrong color. So you can pass whatever you want, and then this you can call the functions, or you can, it's optional. If you want to call that function, this is going to continue the game even though you selected the wrong color. But if you didn't call this color, it's wait for you to choose the right color, then call the random functions. So now if I save it and go to the browser, refresh, and as you see, the first divs is not the first background color is not equal to this one. And if I click on it, it's going to tell me that oops, you choose the wrong color. Actually, we need one thing here. I just wanted to say here in a style, I came here and say the color wanted to, whenever the user hover on, change the cursor to the pointer. So I'm going to say pointer. Now everything is fine. Yeah. So we're going to do the same for the rest. for the fourth element and for the for the second and third and so on. So I'm just gonna copy this and paste it down here and change this to color 2 and also this one to color 2. Want to do for the third one, so just copy paste and change this to third or 3 and change this to 3 2, and this is the last one. We just copy and paste and pass this to 4 and pass this also to the 4. So now if I save it, go to the browser, it's going to generate a random color. Now if I click on the right color, it's going to generate a random color. And as you see, it's not as easy as it was. I just confused which one is true. This one, yes, that was true. And now this is true. And if I click on the wrong color, for example, this one, it's going to tell me that you choose the wrong color. And when I click on OK, it's wait for me to choose the right color. So this was from this tutorial. Hope you enjoy and learn something from me. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Bye.